UFO mystery at Disney. Mysterious UFO spotted over Disney World. Visitors capture bright orb before it disappears. Guests at Walt Disney World's Epcot theme park recently witnessed a strange phenomenon when a glowing orb appeared in the night sky and then vanished, sparking a wave of speculation online. The sighting was reported by a Tennessee resident who said she and her boyfriend were sitting on a patio waiting for the fireworks display when the unusual light appeared overhead. Now let's get into the thick of it in today's AI podcast episode.
Okay, picture this. You're looking up at this huge dark night sky. Maybe you're somewhere really special, like Disney World's Epcot, waiting for the fireworks, and then bam, something else catches your eye. Not fireworks. It's this weird glowing orb just hanging there. Then it's gone. This actually happened recently, and it kicked off this huge online debate. That's what we're going deep on today. We're basically investigating this Epcot thing, but also looking at other similar stuff that's happened. The big question is, what was it? Just normal stuff, high tech.
Yeah.
Or something else entirely.
Yeah. And our job here is to walk you through what we know. We'll look at the eyewitness reports, the online chatter, what the experts think. We really want to help you get a handle on what might be going on when these things pop up, especially somewhere like Florida.
Florida, yeah.
Right. It seems to be a real hot spot, and we'll definitely get into why that might be the case.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
Okay, so let's jump right in. This Epcot mystery, the one that got everyone talking, it started with Morgan Hulsman. She's the digital director for the Bobby Bones Show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Visiting from Tennessee.
That's her.
So she and her boyfriend are just, chilling on a patio, waiting for the Epcot fireworks, like you do.
Mm-hmm. A classic Disney evening.
Exactly. And then out of nowhere, this very bright light, as she put it, just appears right overhead. But the weird part, she said it wasn't really moving fast or anything. It just sort of hovered, hung there in the sky, like it was putting on a show.
Yes, startling is a good word for it. Captivating, definitely unexpected. And what's really telling is her immediate reaction. She didn't just gawk,
Right.
She immediately tried to figure it out, pulled out her phone, started searching online. Was there a drone show, a satellite pass, anything scheduled?
And she found
Nothing. Zip. Nada. No official explanation she could find in the moment. Which led her to, a pretty definitive conclusion in her mind. She was like, definitely a UFO with aliens.
Wow, okay. Straight to aliens.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And of course, she filmed it. That video hit social media and just exploded. Speculation everywhere.
Yeah, I bet. So that kicks off the big digital debate, right? The
Right.
internet doing its thing.
Instantly. You saw people falling into basically two camps almost immediately.
The believers and the skeptics?
Kinda, yeah. Those looking for a down-to-earth answer and those thinking bigger or,
Yeah.
smaller, greener maybe. So, okay, the leading plausible explanation that came up pretty quickly was a SpaceX launch, a Falcon 9 rocket.
SpaceX. That comes up a lot with Florida sightings, doesn't it?
It really does. And the details fit, potentially. There was a Falcon 9 launch carrying Starlink satellites. It went up from Cape Canaveral on August 18th.
And Cape Canaveral is, what, about 60 miles from Disney World?
Roughly, yeah. Close enough that, depending on the flight path and the time of day, especially twilight, a launch or even the booster coming back down, well, it can look like a really bright, weird, glowing thing in the sky. Sometimes it even looks stationary for a bit.
How does that work, the stationary part?
Yeah, it's about perspective and altitude. The rocket's moving incredibly fast, obviously, but if it's heading somewhat towards or away from you at a very high altitude, its apparent motion across the sky can seem slow or even paused. Plus, the exhaust plumes extend massively up there, catch the sunlight. It can look pretty unearthly.
Okay, that makes sense. Plausible. But you said not everyone was convinced.
Not by a long shot. The skeptics, or maybe the other kind of skeptics, jumped in fast.
What were their points?
Well, some people looking hard at Morgan's video insisted the object looked truly stationary, not just slow-moving, but parked, which they argued doesn't fit a rocket launch profile perfectly. They also pointed out fairly that the video is shaky. Handheld phone video usually is, right?
Yeah, always.
So that makes it really tough to judge precise movement or lack thereof. Is the object still, or is the camera just moving around it? Hard to say definitively.
And then there were the CGI claims.
Oh, yeah. There's always a group that just dismisses things like this as fake. Computer-generated imagery, just, a hoax.
Right. Always part of the online mix.
Absolutely. And then flip side, you had the UFO enthusiasts.
Okay. What was their take? Beyond aliens.
For many of them, it wasn't even a question. It was just Another sign, clear as day, of extraterrestrial visitors. No need to look at rockets or shaky cameras.
So fixed beliefs on both sides, really.
Exactly. People often see what they expect to see or want to see. It really shapes the interpretation of ambiguous events like this. Confirmation bias is powerful.
So this one sighting caused a huge stir. But you mentioned earlier, this isn't the first time weird lights have been seen over Disney World. This is part of a pattern.
It seems so, yeah.
Yeah.
The sources we looked at point to a history here. It's not just a one-off event.
Like what? Any specific examples?
Definitely. Go back to December 2024. Different incident, but similar location. Multiple visitors reported seeing a glowing red orb. Again, right over Epcot.
A red one this time. Okay.
And crucially, guess what else happened that day?
Let me guess. SpaceX.
Bingo. Another Falcon 9 launch from Cape Canaveral. And SpaceX even confirmed its booster landed successfully on their drone ship, a short fall of gravitas, about 8.5 minutes after liftoff.
The timing fits again?
The timing, the location, the potential visual. It lines up very strongly with being related to the launch or landing.
Wow. Okay. Any others?
Yep. Just a few weeks later, December 23rd, 2024, another Disney guest, Armand Luigi, Esquire, apparently.
Squire. Okay.
Yeah, that's the name provided. Anyway, he reported seeing a bright red streak across the sky.
A streak this time, not an orb.
Right. And guess what? Also later confirmed to be.
Another SpaceX launch.
You got it. So we're seeing multiple events where these strange lights appear, and they coincide directly with known aerospace activity nearby.
Seems like a pretty strong connection. Almost mundane in a way if you know about the launches.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
But interestingly, the sources emphasize that even with these clear links, quote, not everyone is convinced.
Huh. Still holding out for something else.
Apparently. For some, the mystery endures. It shows how powerful perception and maybe that desire for something extraordinary can be, even when a likely explanation is right there.
Which brings us back to Florida itself. We touched on this, but why is Florida such a hub for these kinds of sightings? It seems disproportionate.
It really does seem that way, and there are solid reasons why Florida ranks so high globally for UFO reports. It's this kind of convergence of factors.
Like what?
Okay, first off, the weather. Florida has a lot of clear nights. Good visibility generally. That means more chances to just see things in the sky, whether they're mundane or not.
Makes sense. More eyeballs on the sky.
Exactly. Then factor two, and this is huge, Cape Canaveral. You've got constant, relentless aerospace activity. Rockets launching, satellites deploying, experimental aircraft maybe. It's one of the busiest spaceports on the planet.
So there's just more stuff flying around, period.
A lot more stuff. And then the third piece, tourism. You have massive crowds in places like Orlando, Miami, Disney World itself. Millions of people, often relaxed, looking up, maybe expecting something amazing or magical.
Especially at Disney.
Right. They might be more inclined to notice something unusual and maybe misinterpret something they're not familiar with, like a rocket plume at twilight.
So clear skies, lots of launches, and lots of tourists looking up.
It's the perfect recipe, really. Fertile ground for reports to bloom. And, it's easy to misunderstand common things. Amateur astronomers, even just casual sky watchers, they record stuff all the time. Rocket trails expanding in the upper atmosphere, catching the sun just right. They can look bizarre. Satellites flaring as they catch the sun. Bright, slow-moving lights.
Right, like the iridium flares people used to see.
Exactly like that.
Okay.
Or even atmospheric effects, ice crystals way up high, creating strange halos or pillars of light. All perfectly natural, but easily mistaken for.
Well, something else if you don't know what you're looking at. That explains a lot of the mechanics behind these unexplained sightings, potentially.
It certainly covers a lot of ground, yeah.
Okay, so what about Disney's role in all this? Did they say anything about this latest orb? Put out a statement?
Nope. According to our sources, Disney officials have stayed pretty quiet about this specific Epcot orb sighting. No official comment.
Interesting. Just silence.
Well, it's kind of fascinating, actually. Disney often seems to, maybe not officially encourage, but certainly doesn't discourage, visitors sharing unusual experiences online.
Why would they do that?
Think about it. These moments, whether they're genuinely mysterious or just perceived that way, they generate buzz, excitement, curiosity.
Free publicity.
Pretty much. It taps right into that whole magic and spectacle vibe of the parks, an unexplained light. In a way, it just adds another layer to the wonder, even if it turns out to be a rocket. It gets people talking about Disney.
Huh. That's a clever angle. Sort of like organic marketing.
You could see it that way. It keeps the conversation going.
So where does that leave us with the Epcot orb for now? Officially, it's still up in the air, so to speak.
In the public mind, largely yes. Officially unexplained, because there hasn't been, a definitive, universally accepted statement pinning it down.
Which leaves all those possibilities open. Rocket, satellite, atmospheric thing. Or, as some hope, that something more mysterious.
Exactly. That lingering uncertainty is key, I think. It's why these stories have such staying power. These sightings, they just grab hold of our imagination, don't they? They appeal to tourists looking for awe, and they fuel the beliefs of UFO enthusiasts.
And it keeps Florida cemented as this kind of nexus point for debates about weird stuff in the sky.
Absolutely. Which makes you wonder, why are we so drawn to the extraordinary explanation, sometimes even when a simpler one fits pretty well?
Yeah, that's a good question. So just to recap for everyone listening, we've journeyed through that specific Epcot orb sighting, heard Morgan Hulsman's story.
Looked at the online blowback, the different theories, SpaceX versus something else.
Right, and placed it in the context of other similar sightings over Disney World, often linked to those Cape Canaveral launches.
And we explored why Florida, with its unique mix of clear skies, space activity, and tourism, is such fertile ground for these reports.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe a final thought for you to chew on.
Yeah, I think it's this. We live in this age of incredible technology, right? Cameras everywhere, instant communication, tons of data. So when is something truly unexplained? Is it just that we haven't found the right piece of information yet, the right perspective?
Or maybe.
Or maybe, just maybe, the pull of the unknown, the allure of mystery, even in places we think we know so well, like Disney World, maybe that's just too strong to resist completely.
Something to think about, definitely. What sticks out to you from all this? What's your take on those lights over Epcot? We encourage you to reflect.
Okay, so what do you think? Do you think the glowing orb over Disney World was a UFO or just another SpaceX rocket launch? Don't forget to comment it. Thanks.